Good morning from Kalmar. So, sorry for the abrupt day change. I meant to do a recap last night of day 4 in Sweden, like I've been doing the last few nights. I'm really tired yesterday, so I kind of forgot. So our recap yesterday was we made it to Trollskogen Forest. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful nature preserve. Definitely got to go back out there and go further into it. We got to go to an old church. I forgot. Kola? Forgot the name already. Wow, fail. Beautiful old 11th century medieval church that's still standing. We got to see an awesome windmill. Checked out a flea market. Got some souvenirs for people. And then we also got to go see Badkar. That sounds wrong. We saw the castle. Borgholm. We went and saw Borgholm Castle. One of the earliest and strongest holds on Åland Island. Wow. Beautiful views. That thing is really well preserved. Sweden is, Europe in general I've heard, but I've only been to Sweden so far. But I've heard that they're just so great at preserving their history, and they really are. I mean, America is a pretty young country if you think about it. They have much... Sorry about that. Grandparents were calling me to let me know they're ready to go down to breakfast and roll into the day. Like I was saying though, I mean, they're just so fantastic at preserving their history. Of course, they've got an older history than America does. It's a little bit different, but the preservation and the perseverance of the preservation is quite impressive. And a lot of the places are open to the public. They really take care of their stuff here. I'm really impressed. Wow. Neither here nor here. Here nor here. Ha, here nor there. I'm still waking up. Sorry, guys. But today we start heading our way down to, and I really don't know if I've learned how to pronounce this right, Ystad. It's like Y-S-T-A-D. I think it's Ystad. We got a couple stops planned along the way. Hopefully we get to all of them today. We didn't get to go to the other stop yesterday after the castle. The grandparents got tired. It was time to go home. Well, not home, but go back to the hotel to get dinner. So, and then I kind of just passed out. It was a long day. Today, though, we're going to stop by a waterfall. I'm excited to see that. There's also, I forgot the name of it, but it's an above-ground volcano. It's on the shore. It's not like a whole volcano. It's small. There's a heat pocket that supposedly monks used to bathe in, so here we try and check that out. And then we get to see the ale stones today. It's basically Sweden's version of Stonehenge. There's also a apple orchard and cidery that we get to see today. I'm pretty excited. We're gonna be following along the coast from here out, all the way to Gothenburg. Pretty stoked. I've heard the coastal towns of Sweden are just nice culturally, so I'm excited. Alright, time to go to breakfast though and hit the road. Alright, so we didn't make it to the waterfall. Duly note, Google isn't exactly amazing at knowing exactly where it's going in places in Sweden. It'll tell you something somewhere and you definitely don't end up there. Google didn't know where it was, so we had to pass on that. But now we are at the Kiviks Musteri. It is an apple orchard. You can go in, pick and buy apples. Haha!
Måndagen och tisdagen skulle skådas var hon fri. Om onsdagen och torsdagen landades vi. Om fredagen och lördagen väl sedersdagen inuti ro.
So inside of the orchard, you can actually go into a building. They have a restaurant, a cafe, there's a shop, grocery store. But you can come in and you can actually read about and learn about how they make cider. They talk about the apples, the fermentation process, and all of that. It's pretty nifty. The Kiviks nursery has actually been a family-owned nursery since 1888. So they actually talk about the development of their trees and how they've changed it, and how they've been growing it over the years. It's actually pretty cool to like learn about that and see the differences in how they've changed the trees for the orchard as they've gone through the years. I mean, they've pretty much perfected it. It took lots of years, but it seems like they've perfected it. They have a long-standing history, a museum. You can learn all about the development of the family and how they've grown it, how they've expanded to other fruits. They do cider, they do apple juice, they do sauces and like spreads and cream spreads. They do all sorts of things. So you definitely should come check it out, see the history. It's quite beautiful out here as well, and it's just very peaceful. Very peaceful. And now we're gonna just wander through the orchards. You can't pick anything. You know, probably during a certain season you can, but not right now. You probably have to pay a lot for that, but we'll see. Forgot to mention, they have 70 different types of apples here on their orchard. And in one part of the garden, you can actually see one of every tree before you enter the orchard. Pretty neat. It's cool to see the different colors, the sizes. There is a difference, a huge difference, and they've been perfecting it. On top of all of the apples that they do, they have actually expanded in the last so many years, and they've started doing even more fruits. So there's a section past the apples that you can actually go see the pear, I guess the pear nursery is what you call it. There's a whole row of pear trees. Actually, as we were driving to here, there were pear trees lining the road just right by the sidewalk. I wonder if people could just pick those and eat those, I don't know.
I didn't know what to do in Bathman.
Oh, gotcha. No, it's okay, Grandma.
That's what I thought, and I thought, oh, nothing. But I saw the big roll.
Saw the big roll. So we stopped at a gas station earlier, and she struggled to find the toilet paper. Which, to be fair, it was actually difficult to see. You're sitting in the toilet. It was way over here in this weird box. So if you're not used to looking way behind you, you're not gonna know the toilet paper is there. So just as a note, if you come to the bathrooms here, sometimes you really gotta look around to find that toilet paper. As well as for the doors, some places have like a little lock, but other ones it's a handle. You see a red-green little picture. Pull the handle up to lock it, and then pull it back down to unlock it. Things to know if you're ever gonna come to Sweden, which hopefully you will. Hopefully these videos will encourage you to do that. So just notes to help you out. Always changing. Well, we've wandered the orchard a little bit. We saw the museum, we learned some history, and now we're gonna hit the shop and head on to the next location. Our next stop on this trip is the Prästens Badkar, or kind of translates to the priest's bath. It is theorized, I'll have to look into more research on it and give you guys a link, that monks used to come down here and bathe in this pool. There's supposed to be a volcano or something under the sand, and so there's a heat pocket that comes up, and so they would go bathe down here. Pretty nifty. So Grandpa and I went down to put our hands in the water in the little pool. It's not hot. It's not cold either though. I can only imagine what it was like thousands of years. I mean, it's definitely changed, obviously. But even though it's not hot, the view though is definitely worth it. And the fact that you get to see a formation like this is pretty cool. You don't find this in a lot of places, so this is pretty neat. I definitely dig it. The sandstone that's out here was formed about 500 million years ago during the Cambrian period. If I'm saying that wrong or remembering it wrong. Because of that, there's a fire ban on the rocks because the heat can make the sandstone crack. In order to protect it, they've banned fires from it. So if you come to see it, no fires. Alright, we've seen the Prästens Badkar. Now we head to the next stop. Sweden's Alestones, or otherwise known as Sweden's Stonehenge. We have made it to the Ale Stenar, or the Ale Stones. They are estimated to be erected during some time between 500 and 1000 AD. They were put in a ship formation, and they predict that they're pretty sure it was the Vikings who built them, based off of burial rituals that they used to perform. And they're thinking that, because there's these little cup holes in some of the stones, and they found some a ways away, and it seems that they would take a cup out of the granite, basically, and they would bury it with somebody when they died, ways away. So they probably came over on the same ship, like a village, and when they died, they took the cup stone and buried it with them. But the Ale Stones. You can apparently do some paragliding from up here by the stones as well. Sweden's really big about outdoors and doing outdoor activities. Right up my alley. This is also a nature preserve, and the cows free roam in this area. For instance, a cow wants to make friends with a dog right now. Alright, we came and we saw the Ale Stenar. And now it is time for us to head back down, but first there's a little stop just below them on the coast. A little town. They wanted to see some shops. And then it is time to head to Ystad? Still don't know if I'm saying that right. To head to our hotel, because the grandparents are definitely running out of juice. Time to get them back to the hotel and relaxing off their feet. And even I'm tired. I got more sleep last night than I did the other nights, but I'm definitely driving all day. Takes it out of you. On to the next place. Alright, we've made it to, again, I don't know if I'm saying it right, Ystad. Could be totally wrong. We made it to our hotel here, and my room is supposed to be a single, but I've got a double bed. I'm kind of surprised. Really nice. Get a little bit of a view. Oh, hey! Check out the garden on the roof. I'm gonna get a little bit of a view of the boats. Nothing too crazy. We're only here for one night and then we continue on, so I'm not too worried. But now I need to go check on the grandparents, make sure they got settled, and figure out a dinner plan. Alright, getting back on track with the recap days. After missing one night, sorry guys. Still tired, but doing it this time. Alright, day 5, Sweden. Check and done. We left Kalmar. I'm tired. We left Kalmar. We tried to find a waterfall, failed. Again, no. Google does not actually know where everything is out here. You might think it's taking you where you gotta go. It might not know anywhere where it's at. Oh man. So waterfall was a fail. No worries. There are plenty of sites to see, and I'll just come back and hunt for it later. I'm also pretty sure if the hike to the waterfall probably would have been a bit too much for the grandparents after taking them to the stones today. So the stones were good. Went to go to the Kiviks nursery, such rich history. So we have a farm in Illinois, and my great-grandpa Anderson came over from Sweden, and our farm had apple trees. So it's a thing out here to have apple trees and grow things. It's just part of the culture. So we all loved that. Amazing apple pie. Their apple pie is different than ours, by the way. It's more like a crumble cake, but oh my god, it's served with like a cream. I don't think I'm gonna enjoy apple pie ever again unless it's that style, because it was so good. And then we went and saw the Prsten. Again, I apologize to anyone who speaks fluent Swedish. I'm still bad at it. But we went and saw the Prästens Badkar. That was a really cool formation in that the coastline was just so beautiful. Oh, just so beautiful. And then we saw the Ale Stones. Ale Stenar. Freaking awesome. I mean, standing up there and looking at the coast from the top of the hill that they built it on, it doesn't surprise me that the Vikings chose to build it there. I mean, what better view and peaceful place to kind of establish, like, this is where you travel to Valhalla. I mean, this is so cool. If you ever come to Sweden, definitely come check it out. It is beautiful up there. And there's friendly cows following dogs. One of them actually came up to me and wanted pets. So that was cool. And then we ended up in Ystad. Again, I have yet to find out how you pronounce it. Went dinner and then I went for a walk. Oh, so they have Sankta Maria, the Church of Sankta Maria. Kyrka is church in Swedish. I guess I chose the perfect time to go for a walk in the old part of the town. 11th century church. And they've still got the bells ringing. Oh my gosh. The sound of the bells was so beautiful. And they have a bugler who goes around every 15 minutes around the top of the church and bugles from all of the sides. He pops up a little door and bugles out the window and then pops it closed again. He waved at me from the top. It was actually pretty cool. Oh, but the architecture and the buildings were just so nice. Oh, such rich history. It's so great out here. But now it's time for me to take a shower and call it a night. Bright and squirrely again tomorrow for day 6 of Sweden. Yes, day 6. Bring it on.